I Want to Be Bruce Wayne. Reacher star Alan Ritchson continues campaign to play Batman. Alan Ritchson is one of today's most popular actors, riding high from the success of his hit Prime Video series Reacher. However, he is hoping that Batman will be his next major role, as the actor is now actively campaigning to play the Dark Knight. Ritchson openly expressed his enthusiasm at possibly playing the role when he was asked about which character he'd rather portray between Batman and Joker. Joaquin Phoenix crushed it, there's no following that. I would love to play Batman, Ritchson said, producer. There, I said it, okay? I'll shout it from the rooftops. I want to be Bruce Wayne. Here's the thing about Batman. You know what his superpower is? Intelligence. Dude is the smartest superhero there is. He's inventive and he's got all the gadgets, but he's super smart. I want to be that guy. And also to have a cave with like hypercars, sports cars, and awesome motorcycles. Some fans are on board with the idea of Alan Ritchson as Batman, which has been imagined in fan-made artwork. Ritchson has commented on the possibility of playing the role on previous occasions as well, at one point noting that he would absolutely love to play the iconic character. He could potentially be up for the role when it comes time to cast The Brave and the Bold, the DCU's upcoming film that will follow Batman and Robin, but it's unclear when production and the casting process may begin. Robert Pattinson will return as the Dark Knight, while the future of Batman in the DCU is unclear. The character will return to the big screen in a DC Elseworlds film. Robert Pattinson will reprise his role from the Batman in an upcoming sequel, though the wait for the movie will be longer than previously thought. The film was originally set to be released in 2025, but that was recently pushed back to October 2026. In the meantime, a spin-off series, Max's The Penguin, will be released later in 2024, though it's not known if Pattinson's Batman will make an appearance. As for Alan Ritchson, he continues to star in Reacher, which has a third season currently in development. He will also star in an upcoming Blue Mountain State sequel series. In film, Ritchson will soon be on the big screen with his role alongside Henry Cavill in Guy Ritchie's The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. The movie releases on April 19. In the world of Hollywood, few roles are as iconic and coveted as Batman. Since the Caped Crusader made his debut on the silver screen, a plethora of talented actors have donned the famous cowl, each bringing their own unique flavor to the role. From Michael Keaton's dark yet charming take in the late 80s and early 90s, to Christian Bale's gritty realism and Ben Affleck's seasoned world-weary portrayal, every generation has had its Batman. Now, as rumors swirl about the next iteration of The Dark Knight, one actor has been steadily campaigning for a chance to step into Gotham's most famous vigilante, Alan Ritchson. Ritchson, best known for his recent breakout role as the towering, unstoppable ex-military investigator in Reacher, has made no secret of his desire to play Bruce Wayne. With his commanding physical presence, action chops, and deep voice, Ritchson seems tailor-made for a superhero role, and in interviews and social media posts, he's made it clear that Batman is at the top of his list. Why Alan Ritchson wants to be Batman for many actors, the opportunity to play Batman is seen as a career-defining moment. The role goes beyond simply portraying a superhero, it's about becoming a symbol of justice, a tortured soul driven by the loss of his parents and the need to make the world a better place. For Ritchson, the appeal lies in that complexity. I've always been drawn to characters who are multifaceted, who have an internal struggle that drives them, Ritchson said in a recent interview. Batman is the ultimate example of that. He's not just a guy who fights crime, he's a symbol of hope and fear at the same time. He's someone who uses his trauma to fuel his mission. That's something I'd love to dive into. At 6'2" with a muscular frame, Ritchson certainly looks the part. His experience playing action-heavy roles, such as the lead in Reacher and his portrayal of Hawk in Titans, has shown that he can handle the physical demands of playing Gotham's Dark Knight. But it's not just about the physicality for Ritchson, he's also interested in exploring the emotional depth of Bruce Wayne. People sometimes forget that Batman isn't just about fighting bad guys, Ritchson said. He's also a deeply wounded person. Bruce Wayne is someone who, despite his wealth and power, is haunted by the murder of his parents. He's got this duality. He's both this powerful, almost mythical figure, but also a broken man who never really healed. That's what makes Batman such a compelling character, and that's what I'd love to bring to the role. A new era of Batman. The landscape of superhero films has evolved dramatically over the past decade, and Batman's role within that world is constantly shifting. With Robert Pattinson now established as the face of a younger, grittier Batman in the Batman 2022, the franchise appears to be heading in a more noir, detective-driven direction. Pattinson's Batman is one of the most grounded versions we've seen, focusing more on the psychological toll of crime fighting and the detective work Bruce Wayne employs to solve Gotham's mysteries. Ritchson has expressed admiration for Pattinson's take on the character, acknowledging the unique approach the actor has brought to the role. However, he's quick to point out that Batman is a character that can be interpreted in many different ways. There are so many layers to Batman, and I think that's why different actors can bring something new to the role each time, Ritchson said. What Robert is doing is fantastic. It's dark, it's moody, it's raw. But Batman has also been this larger-than-life figure in the past. He's been a symbol of fear to criminals, someone who can stand toe-to-toe with gods and monsters. I think there's room to explore that version of Batman again. The physicality and intensity needed for Batman. Ritchson's experience as a physically demanding action star makes him a natural fit for Batman, a character who relies on both brains and brawn. His portrayal of Jack Reacher in Reacher demonstrated his ability to bring a cold, calculating intensity to action scenes while still maintaining a certain charm and wit. Batman needs to be physically intimidating, Ritchson explained. He's someone who strikes fear into the hearts of criminals just by being in the room. That's something I think I could bring to the role. I've spent years training and preparing for physically demanding roles, and I think that could translate well into becoming Batman. But Ritchson is also quick to point out that Batman isn't just about muscles and fighting. He emphasized that it's just as important to capture the intellect and detective skills that make Bruce Wayne one of the greatest minds in the DC universe. Batman is the world's greatest detective, Ritchson said. He's someone who can outthink anyone, whether it's a supervillain or a genius mastermind. It's not just about punching people, it's about being 2 steps ahead, always planning for the worst-case scenario. That's something I'd love to sink my teeth into. Fan support grows as Ritchson's campaign to play Batman continues. Fan support has grown steadily. On social media, fan art and posts imagining Ritchson as the Dark Knight have gained traction, with many pointing out that his imposing physique and action hero resume make him a great fit for the role. His work in Titans as Hank Hall, aka Hawk, has further solidified his place as a fan favorite choice for a superhero role. I've seen all the fan art and the posts, and I'm so grateful for the support, Ritchson said. It's amazing to see how passionate people are about Batman, and to even be considered by fans for the role is an honor. I'd love the chance to show what I can do with it. The future of Batman, while there is no official word on who will be the next actor to take up the mantle of Batman in future DC films, Alan Ritchson's name continues to be floated in fan discussions. Whether or not he'll get the chance to play the iconic role remains to be seen, but one thing is clear, Ritchson's passion for the character is undeniable. I've always admired Batman, both as a fan and as an actor, Ritchson said. I think there's so much potential to do something really special with the character, and I'd love to be a part of that. If the opportunity comes, I'll be ready.